All right. Good morning. March 12th, 5:02 a.m. where I'm at right now. 28 minutes till the market opens, so gonna mark my charts up, find my areas of support and resistance. For anybody who's in here, if there is anybody, I have an Ethernet cord plugged directly into the computer now. So hopefully that fixes the random crashes shortly after the market opens. So fingers crossed that goes away. But if not, I do have tech support coming on Friday, tomorrow. So they will see if they can figure it out. I talked to them, spoke to them over the phone. They did a couple tests and they just said if we keep getting error, then we'll send tech support out. So we kept getting an error, and so they're going to come out. But in the meantime, I have the Ethernet cord plugged directly into the computer and into the modem. So we'll see if that does us good. So it seems like the price action tends to do just fine after the market opens, and then shortly after I have these random crashes. So for anybody who has been watching, tuning in, much appreciated through these times. I'm going to get this fixed up so it's a smoother process for you guys and a lot less nerve-wracking for me, as I would rather not get into a trade and then my computer crash. That is not the most exciting feeling. I like a rush, but not that kind of rush. So let's get to marking some charts here. We'll start with the SPY and Qs as always. See if it'll load. Okay, cool. So SPY, if we zoom in here, yesterday's candle, 2 days ago had a nice little wick, so got bought up, sold off, little indecision candle. Volume's average, so nothing really too exciting going on. Let's go to the weekly. So I'm just going to draw some areas of support and resistance. Again, I only draw 2 lines here for my areas of support and resistance. So I think my area of resistance, a good area is 676. So I'm just looking for a lot of touch points on the candlesticks. So 676, and then we can do the bottom of this weekly range where this candle is, and quite a few touch points as well on the support side here. So quite a few touches. If anybody's in here and remembers this stuff over here, this is volume by price. So the bigger the candlestick is here, or the candle bar is, the more volume that's being traded at that price. So if we line up this line here, the bottom of the support, line it up with this bar right here, that seems to be a high liquidity area. So that looks good to me for SPY. Let's go to the Qs. Of course, we get our message now. All right, let's look left, zoom left. Qs still just floating within this range here. And area of resistance, I am going to draw, I see quite a few touch points, pretty close touch points. You can see a couple wicks lining up within each other. This one lines up pretty close with that one as well. So area of resistance 612, area of support gonna do 595. We got a couple obvious touch points for me on this weekly chart here. So I have my support and resistance on Qs, and again we're kind of just going sideways, guys, at least on the Qs. On the SPY we're still kind of going sideways back on that SPY chart, but it seems a little more bearish than bullish. So we can see if we can break this at the bottom of this box, next area of liquidity would be about 654. If it were to lose 654 for whatever reason, that'd be a really huge move down today. So, but anything can happen. But if the stock market ends up testing this level down here, and there's some bad news within the economy or whatever, if there's something that will push this down, the next area of potential bounce point to me, where there's a lot of liquidity, is somewhere within the 624 area. Pretty much getting close to VWAP on the weekly chart. So, all right, let's mark some other charts here. Start with Apple. See if anything's going on with Apple. The area of resistance here, I'm just going based off a couple of these weekly touch points. Seem to be the few that are standing out to me. So area of resistance 261. Kind of been stuck in this range, couple bounce points, so support around 255. So that looks good to me for Apple. Let's go to NVIDIA. Oh, excuse me. NVIDIA is near like a smaller range here. I mean, it's been in a sideways range here for quite some time, but it's getting toward the area of resistance, a good significant area of resistance, I'd say, to the upside. So pretty much where the price is at is where I'm going to draw my resistance here, 185. Area of support is 175. So again, even though this is near a breakout area, it could most definitely be a good long. But with the market seeming a little bit more on the bearish side or just going sideways, for me, taking a long on this stock, it'd be good for a long for like a squeeze, but it wouldn't be like a long-term hold or like a swing trade. If the market was really bullish or at a point where it seemed like the SPY and Qs were testing a resistance level and about to break out of the range, then looking at NVIDIA would be good for a swing long. So taking a position, holding it overnight, and seeing if the price couldn't rally to all-time highs of around 200 to 210. But again, if the SPY and Qs, from my experience, if the SPY and Qs are going sideways, the majority of the market tends to go sideways as well. And then SPY and Qs are very bullish, or at least in an uptrend. Typically everything else will follow suit. So, all right, let's see. Let's look at Tesla. Okay, weekly chart of Tesla here. It's kind of hard to decipher this one. Let's look at, see if we can look at a monthly chart. Alright, so looking at a monthly chart rather than the weekly just gives me a lot less candles to try to process with my mind. So I think a good area of resistance, looking at this big wick candle here, full body candles here, at least the body of these candles is pretty close to where the price is at. Good touch point where the current price is at. So I think around the general price right now is a good area of resistance. I'm going to move it just a little higher. Let's see what this looks like. Let me zoom this back. Okay. Alright, so if we zoom in here, top of this monthly candle range, I have it right towards the top there. We have a couple nice candles that test this area of support / resistance here. So I think that's a good area to draw my resistance level. Area of support, almost the bottom of the monthly candle range of 383. So that's good to me. Let's see, what else do we have? Let's see if Google has anything. Too much data. Still on the monthly here. This is pretty nice. So real obvious area of support for a monthly chart is around 296. So we can just draw a line right there for support. Ooh, wrong one. Let's get the box. So 296, and top of the monthly range you can see just touching it there, and then we have a nice candle right here that came down, touched it, and then bounced off a little bit. The body of this candle is relatively close. The body of this candle pretty much is touching it. If we look left, we look at the big volume bar right here by the price, and there is a lot of liquidity that is happening at 311. So that's a good area to draw a support and resistance line. So again, guys, with these support and resistance lines, I just want to play buy there, or when I take a position, I have to play near the box. If a stock is bullish and it's near the box and price actions tell me that it's a potential long, I'll take a long off the box. If not, if we get extended from VWAP intraday or during the market open, if we get extension from VWAP and we're getting closer to the box, then I kind of look for a reversal. So to kind of give you guys a description of like what I look for on reversals. So this is the 15-minute chart of Google. VWAP you can see is right here. This blue line is kind of just hugging up in here. Picture or think of a rubber band. If you have a perfectly circle rubber band and then like you cut it in half, there's a line right in the middle. Imagine that line is VWAP. And then imagine if you have a rubber band and you stretch it out. And then the more that you stretch it out, the more resistance that you start to feel in tension before eventually it'll either snap or it'll come back down to its starting point. So to me, that's how I like to take reversals on trades, is if VWAP being in the middle of that circle, price is getting really extended from it, and then based off the volume's always your number one indicator of whether to take a trade or not. If volume is getting exhausted, meaning there's a lot more volume increasing as we do get to the level, then that's an ideal area for me to potentially take a short, at least back down to VWAP. And then if I want to play a long rather than a reversal, really what I would like is to see the blue line VWAP be at the area of support or resistance, and the price action to be near the area of support or resistance. Rather than being extended from VWAP, I like to see VWAP touching the box. So for me, that just gives me more confirmation to potentially take a breakout long, given that the price action says so, along with the volume. So hopefully that pretty much sums up my strategies, guys. It's two strategies for the most part. Is extension from VWAP for reversal, and then continuation trend play if VWAP is near the box. So outside of that, I don't really take any other trades. Occasionally I might take a really small scalp. I did that on Monday and we weren't near the box. The entry was kind of near VWAP, which is more ideal, but I got in and got out within like 15 seconds. So most of my trades take a little bit longer than that to develop into winners. So all right, let's keep going here. Let's go to the daily. See if Amazon has any obvious areas here. Can't really tell. Let's go to the weekly here. No, let's just go to the monthly. If it's not obvious right away, then there we go. If the levels of support and resistance aren't obvious right away, just keep thumbing through the different time frames until it's obvious to see. We don't need to make it harder than it needs to be. Okay. So monthly chart here on Amazon. Previous month, pretty big red candle, more full body. The price is currently near the bottom of that closing range of last month's candle. Good amount of volume down here. As we can see, it's a little bit higher than the majority of the volume, so that's a pretty bearish signal. You can see the price has been bought up, tested VWAP, and is bounced down. And this is a monthly candle, so the month, it's only 12 days within the month, but there seemed to be some buying pressure, but it is obviously sold off. And if we look left, this volume bar here, a lot of liquidity happening around the current price. So I like for area of support, I would say, is pretty much to the bottom of this previous monthly bar. So about right there. And then I think a good area of resistance here is about 218. So price is currently flirting with the bottom of the box, the support area. And if we look left at these volume bars here, the next area of higher liquidity is pretty much around 187. About 193, I should say, at least the top of this range. So a lot of these wicks right here, like if you were to short all the way up here, maybe a good profit target level, your first target level would be $200. That's another psychological number there. So that's a good area to take some profit or close your position if you were to short up here. And you have 193 as well as probably your next target areas. We have some body candles here, some wicks touching here, wicks touching there. So Amazon's actually pretty interesting to me. I will put that one on one of my charts here. Let me look at how much volume Amazon has. Let's see. Pre-market 313,000 shares. That's a decent amount of volume. Okay. I'm just looking at this Amazon chart here on my other monitor. Alright, let's see, what else do we have? Amazon, AMD, let's look at AMD. Sometimes it'll keep the range that I drew. I don't know if this is yesterday's range or not. It'd be nice if it would keep the support and resistance levels I draw for if the internet does crash and I load back up, they're right there for me, because every time the internet has crashed randomly, everything shuts down for a split second, and then when I get back on, all my support and resistance is gone. So at that point, I feel like I'm not blind, but again, I only take a trade if I'm near the box. So, and then at that point, everything feels rushed. To do a half-hour prepping just for it to not stick and then freeze on me is a bit discouraging. So fingers crossed today, guys. Internet connection is strong with the Ethernet cord plugged directly into the computer and modem. Alright, let's see here. A couple touch points. This is the weekly chart of AMD. This is the 9 EMA. It's a moving average. If a stock's trending accordingly, a lot of times it'll follow this trend line, or excuse me, moving average. So let's see. Have a couple touch points. One here, one here. I think a good area of resistance for AMD is 209.71. And then a good area of support seems to be, I'll say about right there if I were to try to ride a trend down. So area of resistance here, have a couple touch points here, candle shot down pretty much just at the bottom of that box, the support. Got bought back up, good touch point here. Tried to shoot up, got bought back down, or sold off. Got bought up, sold back down, so. For AMD, this would be really sweet if price had extension from VWAP. If we look at the 5-minute chart here and just zooming out, if price had some good extension from VWAP, lots of volume to the upside, coming up here to test this box here, and then look for reversal short. Probably back down to 204, give or take, if we could get in around 209, 210. So AMD's right in the middle of this range. So until AMD does test the range, then I won't be thinking about taking a trade there. So. Just putting that on my charts. I have another monitor that has four tickers up, or four charts of different stocks that I keep an eye out on. For anybody who's getting into trading, you don't need to watch 4 or 5 stocks like I do. You can, but really, the more simple your setup is, the better. If you look on my screen, I have a whole lot going on. Camarilla, pivot points, VWAP, moving average. It's a lot of stuff to try to decipher. But really, guys, you can get away with nothing on your chart. And then if I had VWAP and drew my support and resistance and just volume candles, my charts would look much more clean. And you can get away with just that so long as you just spend the time watching price action, watching what price does around these key areas of support and resistance. You'll learn a lot more that way if your charts are completely blank and you have nothing else to focus on but the price action. And the price action being this window here. This is called your time and sells. This is actual transactions happening in real time. So if there's a lot of liquidity happening, this thing is going to be flying. If there's not a lot of liquidity happening, this thing looks like it's more like it's freezing. So like right now it's pre-market, market's not open, so it's obviously slow. But the more screen time you have, the more you notice when actual buyers or actual sellers are getting involved, or a lot of liquidity is happening. So it's a lot of stuff to process in a very short time. But as I mentioned yesterday, the more screen time you have, the more practice you get, the more reps you get, the better you're going to get at whatever it is that you're trying to get better at. So AMD's pretty far, Amazon. Let's see what else we have. Why not draw AMD? Let's see. Or NVIDIA. I hate that I have to do this every time. I have never had this issue. But we have figured it out, so Just have to do a couple extra steps. This is why I prep a half hour before, just try to get all this stuff out the way now. Okay, NVIDIA, I'm going to be watching NVIDIA as well. 3 minutes until the open. I'm going to begin my screen recording now in case I forget. So record your trades every time, guys, so you can learn from what you did right, learn from what you did wrong. I always review my trades at the end of the night rather than right after, just because I can think more objectively later in the day if I'm not thinking about the stock, or at least having my emotions involved. So one thing with trading is you want to leave your emotions out the game. The market lives off of fear and greed. That's what trading is. It's just emotions. Okay, let's see. Probably just watch Amazon to begin here. It's toward the bottom of this range. Again, if I'm looking for a short right here, guys, I need VWAP to come all the way down here. When the price does open up, VWAP will come down quite a bit, but if I'm going to look for a continuation short, I need it to squeeze down. So we'll see. We have 2 minutes until the open, 1 minute till the open. Let's look at some other charts. MU. Let's look at SNDK, SanDisk. SanDisk toward the top of a range here. Obvious area of resistance for me is 661. I'm definitely going to be watching that and seeing if that's going to break out from there. Area support 627. If we look at the candlesticks on this daily chart, the last 3 candles have been green. Nice big body, full body. Little wick here, but full body. Volume slowly dying down. There's still a lot of buying going on here, but you can see interest is slowly dying down. So it'll be interesting to see if the stock does anything at that area of resistance. All right, the market is open. This is where we just pray to whomever, the gods, all the above, that our computer doesn't crash. Let's see. Let's do, okay. Okay, so let's see, let's pull Amazon up right now. Look at Amazon. First candle shot down, sold off. Right at this range, you can see VWAP was pulled down right away. Just checking my ping, everything seems to be smooth so far. So just let's watch an Amazon here, guys. Let's get my SPY. Sorry. Let's get my SPY and Qs back up. RIT. Oracle, I could probably drew some support and resistance lines here. Oracle's been a pretty interesting stock to trade. I'm just thumbing through these charts here. Alright, back to Amazon. I normally don't take a trade right at the open or pre-market because it's just extremely volatile. You can see Amazon here. Let's pull up Amazon. Testing the bottom of the box here. I would love to see it bounce off the box here and then price be near VWAP for a potential short. That would be sweet. Testing S4 on the 3-minute chart, S4 on the 2-minute chart. I'd really like to see a rejection here. Give me some confirmation. Big order at 213, way above here. 213, 40,000 shares to be filled. Okay, so price is up, back into the box. Just watching the price action here. Just seeing if there's any obvious signal of a short position to be taken here. So 2-minute chart here, you can see big red candle, big green candle, engulf that candle. Now my thesis is more bullish based off of that. And then this 3-minute candle sold off heavily but got bought back up. So a little bit more of a bullish signal as well, but if it's bullish, the price, especially at the open, it should be getting bought up rather quickly. But you can see getting a little sticky here. Two-minute candle, 934. Gonna wait for this 2-minute candle to close. If it gives me that shooting star, bought up, sold off, close below the box, I'll probably take a small short here. Let's see if we can't move down. So just sitting, waiting, watching. I have to wait for confirmation. If this 3-minute candle has a shooting star and closes below VWAP, I'm definitely going to short it. So more of a bullish candle. We're just hugging the box here, so nothing as of yet for me for obvious signal. Just watching, guys, just watching. Don't need to rush anything. Don't want to force anything. I want to take trades that are in my favor. Give me the best risk to reward. This 3-minute candle here can close with an engulf of this green one. Kind of got the red body here, green body here. This red candle, which will close in about 2 minutes. If it can engulf this green candle and a good entry near VWAP, be good for a potential short here. You can see as price tried to push up above this 210.83 area, it sold off. Volume is very much average here, so nothing too exciting going on. So again, volume's going to be volume and price action. That's always my signal. The price is trying to move up here, but can it push up? We're just watching. A big seller stepped in right there, just pushed it back down a little. So I'm making a little bit of a ABCD pattern here. Let's see if this price is gonna push its way up from here. Spine cues, always keep an eye out on that, guys. If this were to break out long and the spine cues was showing bullish price action, then for sure my bias would definitely be toward the upside. Spine cues play a huge impact on where stocks can potentially go. If spine cues are moving, like I said, majority of everything else will potentially move with it. So big sellers keep stepping in here around this 210.83 area. The level 2 is pretty much even. There's not much more of a bullish versus bearish limit orders to be filled. Big buyer just stepped in. Alright, let's see if it pushes up here, guys. I would love to see it just try to push up and then sell off. Or at least show some sellers or shorts getting involved heavily. So it's testing this little range here, this little wick. Just watching the price action here. Is it going to push up, and is this candle going to close above this range? Try to find a little bit of a new value area. We have a little mini value area seeming to be around the box. So we know we drew a good box there. Just watching. Okay. Volume is very low, guys. Big green candle here. Volume, these last two candles, it's really hard to tell, but they're a little bit smaller than these other candles. Let's see, is price going to keep pushing up? For me to take a long on this position now, again, I would want VWAP to be right at the box here. And then price ideally to squeeze down and see if it can get bought back up from there, showing that we don't want to go down for sure, and then look for the long. So kind of visualizing, guys. Visualize what you think may happen, and then just wait for it to happen if it does. The more screen time you get, and if you can visualize it and the stock tends to do it and the volume gives you some confirmation on it, then more than likely you're probably right. And then you can take your position. So you can see these last three candles, volume's a little bit lower than these previous candles here. As we're moving up here on the 3-minute chart, price is slowly pushing up, volume's dying down. That's more of a bearish signal for me. We are trending up nonetheless, but there doesn't seem to be much interest of the buyers to keep pushing it up. But that doesn't mean it can't keep going up, guys. You have to just wait for your confirmation. We have this 9 EMA, this orange line here. You can see on the 1-minute chart, price is trying to hold it as this trend is pushing up. So just watching. I'm gonna look at some other charts here. AMD's looking, Apple's looking pretty weak. Nvidia got fairly close to the box, but we didn't quite get there, so that's not of interest yet. Pretty low volume all around on stocks right now, guys. SPY and Qs aren't really doing much, so this is where you really have to be patient or else you will get chopped up. Oracle has some good price action. Let's see, what is Amazon doing? I'm gonna go to this chart here and draw some lines for Oracle and see if there's any obvious touch points. Going to the weekly here. Let's just go to the monthly. So where the price is currently at on Oracle is where a lot of liquidity is occurring. Area of resistance 171 is what I'm drawing. Area of support 161. Let's go back to the weekly here. Just looking. Yeah, I think that's good for that. Okay, let's go back. Amazon here just going sideways. Let's go to Oracle. So Oracle's quite far from the resistance here, so let's thumb through these charts. What's Amazon doing? Amazon going sideways again. So we were sideways right here, pushed up a little bit on really no volume. That's more just algorithmic trading going on. Algo's pushing it up, going sideways, even to finding value around 211. VWAP slowly catching up to the box here. So again, depending on VWAP when it gets near this box, I want to see what price action is doing. There's always like an obvious signal for me when to take a trade, whether it be short or long. So I try not to be short or long biased, and really just let the market tell me what it wants to do, because it's going to do whatever it wants to do. Nothing going on with those guys. Nothing with Tesla. HIMS is kind of interesting. HIMS is getting near the box that I drew. Let's watch this guy. See, now we're really starting to get some extension from VWAP here. Blue line. Look at the volume. These candlesticks are much bigger than these previous candlesticks here. So this is definitely some shorts getting in. Let's pull that up over here. And the ladder of liquidity is very bullish. Ladder stacking all the way up to 30, which is really far away, but $25 has a nice, good size limit order looking to be filled, but nothing massive. I mean, 6,000 shares, but look at the volume on this 1 minute candle, 400,000 shares. So there's not like a big well or anybody that's looking to close a position soon. I think everybody's just trading price action right now. Gotta sneeze. Okay, Amazon's coming back down. SPY and Qs are looking kind of bearish. Let's go to Amazon. Hims getting near the box. 25 is a good psychological level here, guys. I want to see if price can squeeze down to 25, even though we have the box right there. SanDisk is going down. Let's go to Amazon again. Bit of a buyer stepped in right there. You could see it on the price action. Alright, we haven't crashed yet, guys. That's nice. However, when I do take a trade, past 2 days, the internet crashed during the trade. So, let's just wait and see. So, VWAP's near the box. And price pretty much bounced off the box. Is it going to push up from here? Let's find out. Hims has a nice bearish trend going on here. Made a nice leg down, consolidated, volume died off drastically. So the big move down has much more volume going on. And then as we go sideways, volume dies off, so there's not much interest of longs to want to try to push this up. And then as you can see, it rode this moving average beautifully. So just beautiful. And then next leg down, volume steps in again. This is active shorts getting involved. So this is beautiful price action right here. This is what you want to see. And when you're a part of that, you know, you have a good entry and you catch a trade like this and catch a trend like that, that's awesome. Gives you plenty of opportunity to, if you can read price action really well, take a short, ideally somewhere up here, at least toward the top of this candle, write it down, add to your position on this moving average, volume's telling you to, and then wait for the next leg down and take some profit as we get some extension from VWAP. So if I'm ever in a position like right up here and we start to get extended from VWAP, I'll look at the volume. I'll try to partial toward the bottom of extension. So again, it feels like a rubber band, guys, and it's like a mental rubber band. We start getting stretched out really far. We get to a point where tension gets too tight. There we go, too tight. I probably was doing this early and you guys couldn't see nothing. So sorry about that. But tension gets tighter as we get further away from VWAP. So we got the middle line, circle here, more tension, greater chance of snapping back. So if we look at Amazon, ideally where VWAP is now touching the box is where I would have liked to get entry for a test point. You can see price came back down, tested the box. We're just a little bit too far from VWAP for my liking. Very strict about my rules, guys. It took me a long time to just follow my own rules. And the faster you can follow your rules in trading, greater chance of success you'll have, at least much quicker chance of finding success. Hims, here we go. It's pretty much testing this moving average here. Let's see if it's going to take another leg down. I'd love to see $25 get tested and see what happens there with price action. So with this thing trending down, what I'd really love to see is extension to 25 and volume get super heavy. Then from there I would look to take a long, at least back up to the box, at least not up to the moving average, potentially VWAP depending. So look at Amazon, just going in this range here, guys. Pushed up above this little mini range and tested, came back down. Volume's picking up a little bit here. excuse me. Alright, testing the box, VWAP's there. What's price action going to do now? You're going to push through this. You're going to come back up. What's going to happen here? So I'm analyzing all my charts now, guys. I'm really focused in here. 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute. Pushing down. Volume's very average here though, guys. If this candle was same size candle but way more volume, you know, maybe similar to this candle, then I'd probably take a short right now. But this volume is it's all the same. Volume's looking the same. Doesn't mean it won't move down without me. If it does, it does. I don't care. I need to wait until I get my confirmation. You have to be picky if you want to grow your account. Let's go to Amazon. Nice size order at 205. That's way down there though. 208, 209. These big round numbers. So just watching here, guys. Let's see where HIMS is at. HIMS just going sideways. Everything's slowly moving down. Spine keys are going down. Alright, what are you going to do, Amazon? I would love to see this thing try to shoot up, man. Love to see some volume to the upside and then sell off with either extremely low volume on this candle or a lot more volume than these other candles. Those are my signals. But if you look at this 3 minute chart here, big red candle, very average volume. There's no confirmation yet. This thing can just keep going sideways. Spine keys are breaking down though, so that's nice. I think I might take a small short here. Spine keys seem bearish. Yeah, I'm going to take a short here. 200 shares at 210.26. I'm looking for a move down. If I were to profit or take or partial out here, it'd be around 209.44. So let's see if we can move down from here. Let's see, 210.26. Probably give to about 210.90 to close my position. Pretty much the top of this candle here. I like this area of my support, or my stop, so about 210.96. If it gets there, I'll draw a line for you guys. Price gets up to here, I'm probably gonna close my position, or I'm not probably going to, I will close my position. So I'm looking for a squeeze down. Spine Qs are moving down. I'd love to see Amazon hop on that train and squeeze down as well. And fingers crossed, guys, internet does not crash at any moment right now. That's all we want, stability. I have my phone on standby ready to close my position just in case my internet crashes, but it has been really smooth so far, so that's encouraging. So just going sideways now, guys, near VWAP, near the bottom of the box. Spine keys seem more bearish and bullish. That's good for me. Can we get some shorts involved here? Can we squeeze down? Can we lose S4 on the level, or excuse me, 3 minute chart and the 4 minute chart? That's what we're hoping for. We have a good entry near VWAP, so the rubber band's really loose right now, right? Back up. Rubber band's really loose. We got VWAP in the middle, we got the rubber band. We haven't stretched the rubber band yet, so let's see if we can push down here. We have orders at 209. Good size orders at 209. If you look at this 1 minute chart, a lot of liquidity did occur at 209.46. So that's a good area to take some profit. I have 200 shares. If it can get down to there, I'll probably take off a fifth of my position. A fifth of my position. And try to let the rest ride. That's if we can move. That's if we can go. So I love that the SPY and Qs are going down. I'd really love for Amazon to ride that train down. Nvidia is moving down with it. SNDK has moved down. We're starting to move down, so that's good. But I need some volume. I need shorts to get in. Okay, that's looking a little better. Starting to move down a little bit. If we can get to 209.50, I'm going to take off 30 shares, so not a lot. So I'll still have the majority of my position. And I'll love to see if it can move down from there. The 9 EMA on the 1 minute charts caught up to VWAP and the box. These are all in sync right now. So for me, that gives me a little bit more confidence in this potentially moving down, as maybe we can start riding this trend on this 9 EMA. That would be sweet. So psychologically, that's where people who got short with me up in here, or who got short up here based off this candle, if they're looking for an add, this is where they are going to add. So it'll be interesting to see price action. What is it going to do right here? If SPY and Qs start launching up, then it's just going to squeeze right through it. But if shorts are going to get in, guys, it's going to be right here. So let's just wait and see. Starting to squeeze up. May get squeezed out here. Just waiting. Let's see if we get a rejection. Love to see a rejection here. If we get a nice rejection, I'd even think of adding to my position. We're squeezing up. We're real close to my stop out now. If this can reject, I'm definitely adding, but SPY and Qs are starting to rally back up. Ready to get out, guys, just in case. So gotta take them on the chin. SPY is testing VWAP right now. It's been squeezing up from that move down. Volume's very average all around here, guys. So we've been really patient, I would say, in terms of taking a position here. But the entry's good. I like my entry here for potential move down. Again, this candle, I wish the volume was much greater. It's just average along with everybody else, but so we kept the position size rather small. Probably gonna squeeze here, it seems. We're ready to get out if we do. Okay. Squeezed out. So took a loss there. I'm 0 for 1. I always track my trades. I do 3 trades max. Sometimes I don't even take 3 trades. So on that trade we lost 161. And good thing is, guys, is we have data, you know, we have the recording. So tonight I will review my trade and see where I went wrong, see what I could have done better, why I should have waited, you know. So it'll be good learning material. This is the price that I have to pay to get better. So even though I lost money, there's lessons to be learned within the loss of that money. So it's all good. Hims getting sideways here, looking to test the box here. Let's see, what's Oracle doing? Oracle grinded up real high, sold right off, right back to the range. See if there's anybody else around the box here. Apple's near the box, which is good. The volume is very, very even though in distribution here. There's not really any candlesticks when we got near the box that showed some increase in volume or a lot less volume. So this stock at the moment is just trending down nicely. See if there's anything else going on. Wow, that's a nice red candle for Google. Look at that volume. It's a pretty bearish candle, right? Wonder if Google's going to squeeze through the bottom of this of today's range. Something to consider, but I thought I drew a box. Maybe I just didn't make it global so everybody can see it. Maybe I didn't. Yeah, I did. Okay. Send to global. Send to global. When you do that, it just sends the box to all of your charts. All right. Just thumbing through my charts here. There's Amazon. SNDK tested the box. This would be good for a nice bounce here. So we got a good extension from VWAP as we get near the box. If we look at the volume here, the initial opening volume was really high and then sold off. But then look at all this other volume. All these other candlesticks had just as much volume as the opening candle. Usually the opening candle always has the most volume because that's just when the market opens. That's when the frenzy occurs. So this is really good material to play with. Is lots of volume happening around 9:39 on this 3-minute chart. You can see volumes really stepping in around that 9:46 as well. And again, starts picking up about 9:39. This candle right here, you can see this volume is much higher than a lot of this other previous volume. So moves down, big red candle here, and then next candle, this is a nice red full body candle. The next candle, if it's really good bearish price action, this next candle should have increased volume, even higher volume than this, or at least similar, with a red candle pushing down. So obviously buyer stepped in here and then kind of just went sideways here. So this was a really good bounce point back to VWAP. So there's that rubber band thing I was talking about. you know, we had extension from VWAP, and then price was able to find some tension on that band, and then eventually squeeze its way back up to VWAP. So this was a really good long here. That would have been an ideal setup for me. But we had our eyes on Amazon. So for me, this is good material to remind me that, you know, the volume is everything, guys. There's obviously a lot of participation that started happening around 936 because the volume is much more drastic and near just as much volume as the opening candle. Whereas Amazon is very much just low volume. There's not much interest. And there's a reason why we look at this chart, we're not going up or down. So if there's not much interest, then we're just going to keep bouncing. So like, if I want to play this range, let me get rid of this line that I drew for my stop out. If I wanted to play this little mini range, I could look for a short around 211.44 and just play it back to the box. Unless, you know, there's some volume that's showing me otherwise. So if you like to play ranges that way, that's a really good way you can just bounce back and forth, or back and forth. This candle here is like an obvious liquidity grab candle. The volume is very low, but for it just being very stagnant volume, then we really start to look at the candle pattern, which just liquidity grabbed all the shorts right here, close our positions, and then just kind of move back down into this range. So when stocks are range bound with low volume, there's always a candlestick that kind of has like a wick that's above the range. So if we got this top of this range here, for the most part, this candle tested it, wicked up, and came back down. And then toward the bottom of this range, give or take about right here, there's really no obvious candle there, but if you're gonna play a range bound stock like this, just wait until you see a candlestick that has a nice wick on it, or like a big wick, and then bought back up. So all right, let's thumb through these charts. Let's see what's going on. All right, Tesla. I'm not near the box. It just tested 400. That's a very good psychological level. 400 being a round number. A lot of volume at 400. You can see this volume picked up a lot. Let's go to Tesla real quick. If we were to shrink this box, let's see, shrink it up a little bit. If we were to shrink the box, a good bounce point, area of support here, I have about 398. So it'll be interesting to see if Tesla can pull down to 398. Watch what the volume does down there, if it does get down to there, and then maybe look for a potential long. But it's been trending down all day. We haven't had really any decent pullback, so that start of that pullback may be right now. I'm really happy, guys, that this my computer didn't freeze as I took that trade. The price action's been really good. So thank you to Nando. He recommended plugging straight into the modem and the computer. So far it seemed to be working, so thank you for that, brother. That does give me a lot of confidence, knowing that at least for today's trading, I was able to take a trade, able to stream. Everything has been running really smooth. So even though I did take one loss so far, There's a lot of positive with today's trading for me, so happy about that. Very happy about that. All right, HIMS is getting close to testing 25. Whew, excuse me. Big order at 25 as well, 16,000 shares on the level 2 waiting to get filled, 17,000 shares. Obviously on the 1 minute, you can see within this candle already there's 60,000 shares going on. So even though there's a smaller limit order of 15,000 shares to get filled, you can almost bet or guarantee that even though you don't see it on the level 2, there's going to be a lot of liquidity happening at 25. It's a good psychological number area as well. So even though the level 2 says 16,000 shares are waiting to get filled there's going to be a lot more volume at 25 than just 16,000 shares. I imagine at 25 the volume candle in the 1 minute will be, if not as big as this candle, I think it'll be a little bit bigger of a bigger size candle. So let's see if our thesis is right about that. Let's see if it's going to squeeze here. So it's been on the 9 EMA moving average on the 1 minute chart, guys. You can see it's just riding it beautifully. It's just been wonderful. If you got in a short, a really good trading strategy to maximize your position and let it ride as long as you can is just, if the stock closes above the moving average, then close your position. So if you got in somewhere up here, or if you got in right here, it'd be good to just try to ride this trend line and see if it's just not going to ride the trend line lower and lower and lower. We zoom in, you can see it tested the moving average here on the 1 minute chart. Seems to be bouncing right off of it. So this is really good price action for this guy. If we look at the 2 minute chart here, had some really nice testing of that moving average on the 2 minute chart. Nice candle there. So it's a really good stock. So also another thing with trading, guys, there's always just a select few stocks that seem to be in play that where all the volume is. So it's always good to try to find a stock that has the most volume, or at least participation in price action. So having a scanner to scan the market for stocks that are having good liquidity, lots of volume, good price action, scanners can help you find those things. So Tesla off of 400's bouncing here a bit. Amazon grinding here. Grinding towards the top. It's right at the top of this range here that it's been kind of stuck in here. Volume's very low, guys, so if I were to take a position on this, I would just short it right here. I would not long it for the breakout. I would short it and then play back to VWAP if I were to take that trade, but don't want to take that trade. Not near the box, so gotta stick to the rules. Have to stick to the rules. Apple's volume, man, you can barely even see these volume bars down here, unless I zoom in a lot. But then I zoom in a lot, I can't see anything left. So curious to see what Apple does. See what HIMS was up to. HIMS, look at that, tested that moving average, pushing down, getting closer to 25. This is a nice trend trade. 25, you can see on here this little pink icon. This is my other level 2 chart. We have that order that I was talking about earlier. And if it's pink, that just means it's a much bigger order waiting to get filled. And it looks like it's about to test it. So let's watch the volume, guys, when it hits $25. If it can go to $24.99 and that order gets filled, the tape probably going to look a little bit more speeded up, or a lot more liquidity punching through this. The volume candle's picking up. So this 1 minute just closed. Look at the volume slowly starting to pick up. Move down through this range. If I was short, I'd be looking for 25 to partial out or take some profit if I were in this stock. So this is fun to watch. See what happens at 25. We have orders at 25, 24.5. See the pinks showing up. If the pinks move all the way up and get slammed into the bid here, then those orders have been filled. So now it's just testing 25. This is where a lot of longs would also get in, is on the back side of these big limit orders waiting to get filled. But I will not take a long right now, if it's personally. So I'm sure some longs are getting in position here, but to me, there's no obvious signal to take a long on this. The trend is your friend, and this thing is very bearish. $25 still not filled yet, so we're not getting filled yet, guys, because buyers are stepping in. They're trying to hold this price, and their stop is probably at $24.99 for people who are taking a long position here. So what they don't want is to get squeezed. Then they take a loss like I did earlier. So just watching here. Man, guys, I'm really happy that my computer's been smooth. It feels like my old PC. I had a real old PC. I wasn't streaming, obviously, but I never had any issues. I'm really happy that the computer's been smooth. For me personally, it gives me a lot of confidence to, take on some trades and stuff. And then for you guys, for who's viewing, it's been much smoother, so I'm really happy about that. We've made some good strides today. Thank you, Nando. I really appreciate you, brother. That was a good recommendation. Thank you so much. So 25, you can see it still hasn't been filled yet. Longs are still getting in. If people are going to short, they're going to short right here. You can see the moving average pretty close to the box. Pretty much tested it right there. If people are going to add and push it down, that's where they would take their short. Just watching and seeing what's going to happen at 25. See if that order can get filled. Now we have super small mini range going on, right? We got pretty much right about 25 and 25.20. Buyers and sellers duking it out right now. They're just going to keep going back and forth until either the market pushes them down or sellers override, and there's an imbalance in buyers and sellers, and the sellers push them down. Amazon starting to move back down here. I have Amazon on my other chart here, or other screen. Oh, excuse me. Let's see, what are you going to do, Hims? We zoom in here, we're testing the moving average. It's been respecting it since the open. Are you going to continue to respect this moving average? So far it seems like it. Bounce right off. Sellers still positioning themselves right up in here. All those sellers who've been adding into their position and who were able to catch a nice entry are definitely looking for 25 as a profit target level for sure. Trying to maximize that win, so can't blame them. Trend is your friend. The trend is going down. Volume's getting pretty low, which is nice. Let's see if it's going to squeeze right here. See, this is where you got to be patient, guys. If you were in this trade right here, up, you know, had a good entry on it, you have to be patient. Just ride the wave and try to maximize your profit if you can, always. My win rate last month was 60%. So 60% of the time I was right on my trades. And my winners were always much bigger than my losers. So when I am right, I do tend to make a lot more money than when I do lose on a single given trade. And more often than not, I was right. So I haven't calculated this month as of yet. I've been pretty much around break even on this month. I think I'm up a couple $100 since the beginning. $500, I think. So what are you gonna do? 25? You gonna feel? Still hasn't filled it, guys. Once this order gets filled at 25, it'll be interesting to see what the price action does, because we've been going sideways. The longer something goes sideways, the more energy it's essentially building up, and the bigger the move to the upside or downside. So it's like potential energy building up the longer something goes sideways. And then when it finally does break out of that range, it'll break out with volume, and it'll try to get extension from that range. Alright, it's getting close to testing it. 10 cents away. Again, the buyers and sellers are just duking it out right now. I would much rather be a seller at this point though than a buyer. But some traders, they see things that I don't see, so. But I would definitely not want to be long biased at this moment. I'd have to wait for further confirmation. I still have my eye on Amazon, guys. I'm looking at the 30-minute chart on Amazon. Let's go to Amazon real quick just to show you. "30-minute candles here." So in 4 minutes, this next 30-minute candle will close. You can see the indecision candle bought up, sold off, bought up. This got bought up and it's starting to slowly sell off. If this will sell off below the box near VWAP, I'm gonna short it again. So I'm visualizing, and if the market gives me the opportunity, I'm gonna take it. Okay, 25. That order did get filled, I believe. I apologize, we just missed it, but you can tell by the volume. A lot more volume here. So now are you going to push down? That's the question. Amazon's getting interesting again, guys. I want to flip back to Amazon. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna just wait a minute. Spine Qs seem to be moving down. So 25 definitely got filled. You can see it, we're getting 24, 97, 99. Had a little bit more volume than these previous candles, so that order definitely got filled. Now it's a matter of lots of buyers are going to potentially step in here, or is there going to be an imbalance and these sellers are going to just push it down. Just shove it right down the throat. So see what happens with that. Still watching Amazon. Spine Qs moving down. Let's go back to Amazon. Again, the volume starting to pick up a little bit within the last, since 10:20 Eastern time is 10:28, so volume's picking up a little bit. There's 2 minutes until that 30-minute candle closes. If that candle closes what I'm looking for, I'm going to short it again and give it another try. Spine Qs are moving down, so that's good for me and my thesis. So I have 1 minute till that closes. Are you gonna squeeze below the box? Give me something to work with or not? Spine Qs moving down. "20 seconds until this candle closes, guys. I need confirmation first, though. It's looking pretty weak. Yeah, I'm short, guys. 400 shares, so 200 more than earlier. If we look at the 30-minute candle, it did what I asked for. Shot up, sold off. Testing the box near VWAP. If this trade is going to work out, it's going to work out relatively soon. If it doesn't, I get stopped out. I lose more than $160, but to me now the risk to reward seems a little bit better. So entries 210.25. Previous entry was 210.25. So let's see what we can do, guys. I'm gonna let it ride until pretty much my same exact stop as earlier. So if we do get stopped out again, it'd be double the 160. It'd be a $300 loss if it does happen. Spine Qs are moving down. I really like that. Now again, guys, the volume is not obvious within these smaller time frame charts as a confirmation, but when you go back to the 30-minute chart, there's a lot of volume here with two nice wicks testing this 9 EMA on this 30-minute. So if this trade's going to work out, it's going to be sometime soon, in my mind, based off experience. So let's see if we squeeze here, guys. Target profit 209.50 would be good for my first partial at 400 shares. I'm going to take off 50 if we can get there, which will leave me 350. and I'll win back some of those losses that I incurred earlier, so decreasing my overall loss on the day. If it works, guys, it's because I visualized it and the market did what I thought it would do. You don't get to this point with luck, it's with experience. I'm not saying it's going to move down, but my odds of it going down now are much greater. SPY and Qs are going down. Within the first hour of trading, it showed weakness at the same area of resistance. And I visualized the plan. The plan seemed to unfold on that 30-minute chart. So for me, I have to take the trade. I have to take my shot. I got to shoot it. And then just see what happens. You only miss the shots you don't take, so that's one of the best parts about trading is you have to get comfortable with the uncomfortable, which is putting on risk of your own money, unless you're part of a broker. Trading has taught me a lot about myself. So we're moving in the direction we want to move in, which is great. SPY and Qs are still moving down, which is great. But I need some volume. The volume as of lately, you can see we're testing the bottom of this little mini range. I really would like to see some sellers, some volume start to increase. On the 1 minute, we are starting to increase here as we move down, so that's good in my favor. But I'd like to see some solid volume to the downside. Computer hasn't crashed yet. Can we go 2 for 2 on no crashes during a trade? Let's find out. So now we're just waiting, guys. We're just watching. What I hope doesn't happen is the SPY and Qs find the bottom and start to bounce up. We don't want that, but sometimes it happens. But I feel much more better about this trade than the first one. We've been going sideways for a while now. If we could move down out of this range as we've been going sideways, guys, again, it's like potential energy building up. And I may get chopped again. We'll see. I'm going to let it ride until it hits my stop, which was pretty much right here, 211. About 211, give or take. So entries 210.25, risking 75 cents to $1 per share. Can we get some momentum to the downside, or are we gonna get chopped up again? Either way, we're collecting data. We're gonna learn from this experience, whether it's good or bad. Bad being I get stopped out again, which is fine. I've accepted the risk. I will not close my position early, because that can skew my data. Just sitting, waiting. Can we go? Let's go look at the ladder on Amazon. I should have done that earlier. Nice orders down to 208. $210 has some good orders. 28,000 shares at 210. We need to break this range. If we can break this range right here, the next level of liquidity is right here. If it can break this little range, it will more than likely push right down to 209.5. We just have to lose this 209.90 essentially. If it pushes through that, we're definitely going to squeeze down to 209.5. there are a lot of people who have limit orders or stop outs right below this 209.86, 84. If it squeezes through that, it's going to squeeze through that, and it's going to push right down to 209.50. SPY and Qs look weak. That's great for me. Maybe a good area to add, but just going to let this one ride. Let's see if we can get what we're visualizing here. Looking for this first target profit level, 209.50, 50 shares out of 400. We'll still have the majority of our position. We're starting to ride this trend line a little bit. Can we ride it for a while? Let's see. Looking at the candlestick patterns, you can see nice engulfing candle on the 2-minute chart, starting to push down. 3 minutes looking good. We're starting to push down, guys. Let's see if we can squeeze down to 209.50. More buyers are going to step in right here because they just got stopped out. Can the sellers say, to hell with you guys, we're going to go back down? Lots of green on the screen, a little bit of green, so green is buyer on the tape. Getting bought back up pretty aggressively. Let's see what happens. If shorts are going to add to their position, a lot of stuff is consolidating in this little area here. Moving average is near box, got the box, VWAP is near box. If shorts are going to get in, they're going to pile in right here, essentially where I got in. Let's see, 2-minute chart, nice engulfing pattern here. I like that. Volumes average, don't like that. 3-minute chart here, sold off, got back up, but engulfing pattern there. So we like that. Volumes average, we don't like that. But we're just kind of letting this trade develop now, seeing what it wants to do. Testing the moving average. Look at that, bounce right off of it, right to the tip of it. So we just sitting, waiting, watching. Another 5-minute candle is closing, and it's more of a bearish candle. Volumes lower than the previous 3 5-minute candles, but it's a bearish candle, so that's in my favor. So, just waiting here, guys. Just gotta let this trade develop. Today's my late day at work, so that's why I'm still trading. I'm going an hour later today, so see if this can develop into a nice win. Okay, nice little rejection there. The level 2's pretty even in terms of buyers and sellers on limit orders waiting to get filled. So, riding the trend down. This is looking more ideal for me. Are we going to squeeze down to 209.50? Let's see. Every time we're near the bottom here, you see that green pop up on the screen. That's buyers in real time getting involved, and the orange and the red is potentially sellers getting involved. Okay, here we go. We like to see red. If we're moving down with red, that's really good. If we're moving down with blue, that's really good. There's a whole lot of colors that are going on here, guys. That can mean 2 different things at the same time. I'll discuss that another day, but essentially what I'd love to see on the time and sales is a lot of red and orange as the candlestick's moving down. We're getting closer to that 209.5. Kind of riding this trend down, so stock so far is moving in my favor. I'm very happy about that. Can we get to 2095? I'll take 50 shares off my position of 400 shares total. So take back some of those losses we incurred earlier. Now we just wait. If we look at the 2-minute chart here, bought up, sold off, bought up, sold off. So volume's very average, but we're trending now. It seems like we're trending down, and every time stock gets bought up, at least the past 2-minute candles have been sold off. So that's very much in my favor. We love to see that. We had this little engulfing pattern of this green candle here with a nice little squeeze down. Again, volume's average, but it is a red candle. That gives me a little bit more confirmation. But volume is everything. Volume is everything. SPY and Q's going sideways right now. Love to see them just go sideways and then push down for another leg rather than bounce. See, there's a good size order at 210.40, so right where my box is, there's a nice limit order, 22,000 shares. Hoping to get filled there, so let's see what happens, see if it pushes up to there. Starting to move back up. Buyers are stepping in pretty heavily here on my level 2. Which we don't like. I'd like to see some sellers get in. And coincidentally, SPY and Qs are moving up a little bit. You know, so maybe it found a bounce, found a bottom here. So stocks are weird, man. Stocks are interesting. Okay, we're back into the box here. We're squeezing up pretty aggressively. Again, SPY and Qs are moving up. Volume's average, but well, you can see it's starting to pick up here a little bit. So that's a little bit more of a bullish price action going on the 1-minute chart here. So we don't like that. 3-minute candle just closed right back into the range here. So we don't like that candle, that's for sure. If I can swing to the 15 here, I don't want to change it. Actually, we can change it here. So 15-minute chart, I just moved this chart to the 15-minute chart. You can see it sold off, but got bought back up. So buyers stepped in heavily down here. So we don't like that. We would have loved for that 15-minute candle to close at least below this range right here, but it didn't. So, and but nonetheless, we're still in the trade. We're gonna ride this one out and then see where it takes us. My thesis is still short on it. That was my thought. Okay, maybe some news just came out. Things are getting a little bit rampant here. Look at all that blue coming in. Wow. Some news probably just hit the market. That was a lot of buyers right there. We're squeezing up really fast, guys. SPY and Qs are going up. Alright, we got squeezed out. Look at that. SPY and Qs launched. Oh, here we go. I don't know if you guys saw that. There was a ton of blue on the screen. And so there was some sort of news that just came out and kind of drove everything up. So 0 for 2, tracking the trades here. Let me get my handy dandy calculator. So let's see, on the day so far we're down 529. So 529. minus the 161. So on that trade, we lost $368. So 0 for 2, down on the day, 530. If I were to take a trade again, I'm giving myself one more opportunity, but the setup would have to be there. Look at this 2-minute chart here. Look at that, bought up, and of course I get squeezed out. Well, I close my position, but it squeezed right back down. SPY and Qs look very weak. It's like they're begging me to get back in. But we're just being patient, guys. Man, I got out right towards the top of that wick. But it hit my stop, and I'm gonna respect my stop. So just part of the game. SPY and Qs, nice bearish candle there. This might be my last stab at it here, guys. Alright, I'm short again, guys. 400 shares. We're giving it another shot. SPY and Qs, I mean, look at that. Now look at them. Got bought up and sold off. Lots of volume. And that candlestick that I got squeezed out on, a lot of volume. Bought up, sold off. Entries a little worse than previous entries. 210.17. 210.21 was the previous one. 400 shares again, guys, so I get stopped out again. It'll probably be around another $360 loss if it does happen. So, but based off what I'm seeing with the SPY and Qs, that definitely had an impact and moved with Amazon moved with that as well. So if we go to the 30, the 15-minute chart here, squeeze up, got sold off. This candle still has 10 minutes to close, but it's moving in the favor. 30-minute chart here, look at that. It came right up, tested the moving average. It's really respecting the 30-minute 9 EMA to a T. So, I mean, shoot, a really good short would be right towards that moving average. And it sold off and it's moving back down. This candle doesn't close for another 10 minutes, so. Now we just wait and see if we can get the move we want or are looking for. Okay, 0 for 2 on trades. Computer has not crashed. That is a thumbs up for me. So, I'm very happy about that. Very, very happy about that. Man, if we can lose this range, it would be just sweet, but so far 0 for 2. Market hasn't said just yet we're going down on this stock. I'm out of water, I'm thirsty. But we can't leave, guys. We must endure. Still in this trade. Just gotta let it develop. 3-minute chart here. Let's go back to 2-minute. 3-minute chart. Nice red candle. Volumes, Again, just Nothing of volume really showing me that we're going to push down here, so at least not yet. Man, I told you guys earlier too, if I was to short this thing, it'd be towards the top of this range. If I would have done that, it would have been money, right? So this is good data to collect. Nonetheless, like I said, it's not normally a trade I'd take unless I'm near the box. And this line was my stop area, so that's not part of the box. This is. But this is the fun part about trading is there's tons of strategies. So since I'm recording this trade, I'm going to watch this back and see why this would have been a much better entry for a potential short. Because I told you guys if I were to short this stock, ideally it would just be toward the top of that range. That's what it's doing right now. Instead, I'm shorting the stock at the bottom of the range, and I paid for it twice now. So if I get stopped out again, obviously I'm very wrong in regards to my thesis here and just getting chopped up. But the volume is so stagnant, guys. There's nothing that's like exponential volume of buyers and sellers. So this is really good for me to keep in mind of if the volume is just very low and there's nothing that's really standing out in terms of volume, it might be a good idea to play these reversals, these small reversals within these range patterns. So got to keep that in mind. Got to expand my horizon of trade book opportunities. So something I'll build on and learn from. Man, I got out right toward the top. I mean, literally the tip of this candle I closed my position. That's not the first time that's happened to me. That's happened hundreds of times. But that's okay. 5-minute chart here. Let's go to the 5-minute chart. So we're on the 5. That candle's going to close. It just closed. Reddish candle. Bearish candle, I should say. You can obviously see the area of obvious support is 209.80. So what we're looking for, of course, is to squeeze through that level, that range, that low of 209.80. Next area of liquidity around 209.40, 209.50. Sorry, that's probably really loud. Internet's been smooth, man. That's makes me happy. Can we lose this level? Can you give me something? I'm not asking for much. Can only take what the market will give you, guys. This isn't a revenge trade. This is a trade that I've seen time over time in pattern recognition. Candlestick patterns are telling me that this is more short biased. The overall trend on SPY and Qs is short biased. That big candle that got bought up and sold off, there was some sort of news. I don't know what it was. Obviously very short-lived, but got squeezed up, and then the shorts were like, no, we're going to go back down to where we originally were. We're going to go right back to where we were. So consolidating here, not really following any sort of trend line. You know, obviously we're just stuck in this range. Little consolidation pattern here. We just need some volume to squeeze. Need some volume. 209.5. That'd be my first area to partial. Can we get there? Take a little off. Try to win back some of these losses. We're testing it now. SPY cues aren't moving down, so that doesn't help us either, but we're testing it. Buyers are going to step in here. Okay, we seem to be squeezing down a little. Can we get to 209.5? I'll partial at 209.50. Gotta try to maximize a little bit of this win if it'll go in our favor. Volume's slowly picking up here. 209.50 is what I'm looking for. 10 cents away. We really need this squeeze, man. You can tell the bottom of that range right here pushed down through it a little bit and just kind of got bought back up. Volume's there though. Volume's picking up. But I want this volume with this, this candle here, or volume candle here, it's increasing. I want that candle to be big along with this candle being big. It's kind of an indecision candle. It's rather small, kind of sideways here. Can we get to 209.50 for a partial? Let's find out. It wouldn't have been a bad idea to partial around that 209.60 with the amount of liquidity that just occurred right there. 2-minute chart here, you can see volume starting to pick up. Some of those candles are the sideways candles. This 2-minute candle here will be closing in 20 seconds. Volume's increasing, but it's more of an indecision candle, which we don't like. We'd rather it be a red candle. You know, wishful thinking, but let's see. Let's just wait and see. Kind of going sideways. Volume died off drastically right here. See if we're just going to go sideways and then maybe squeeze down. 209.50. Looking for 209.50. There we go. That's nice. Alright, we squeezed it to 209.50. We took off 50 shares. We still have 350. We were down like what, 500 something? Let's take a quick look. Down, I think we were down 550. Now we're down 496. So put 50 bucks back in our pocket. Next target profit probably be 209. I'd like to see 209. SPY and Qs are in this range here, guys. Let me zoom in for you. Stuck in this range, kind of stuck in this range. If SPY and Qs lose this right here, then God willing, Amazon rides that wave and moves down. Because if it does, SPY and Qs can break down here. Amazon can definitely break down with it. 209 would be the next target profit area. I think another 50 shares would be good at 209. So just scaling out here, guys. This is a nice candle. See, now we're starting to get some decent volume. SPY and Qs, keep an eye on the SPY and Qs, guys. Look at that, it's testing the bottom of the range. 209. Looking for 209, take another 50 off. $209. 15 cents away here. Look at SPY and Qs testing the bottom of that range, guys. Look at that, we're moving down. Let's see, 10 cents away, 209. Orders are stacking up at 209. Alright, we got filled. Another 50 shares taken off. It's looking pretty good so far. Now we're down 439. We were down like 550, something like that. Still have 300 shares. Now I'm really curious to see where this goes. If SPY and Qs can break down out of that range with some volume, Amazon can definitely make a nice leg down, a real nice squeeze down. Look at the volume on the 2-minute chart. Look at that volume picking up as we're moving down. Sellers are getting in here now, guys. This can be a start of a real nice move. God, I need some water. I need some water. Let's see here. If we look at our other time frames here, 15-minute closed, another 15-minute candle closed. Look at this nice red candle here. Bought up, sold off. Nice big red candle to the downside. Full body candle. Volume is average, but with the full body towards the downside, we got a nice squeeze down, and we partialed into that, which is good. This is good trading right here. This is good, good profit taking. 30-minute now. Look at the 30-minute. My idea here, guys, was this candle closing. We obviously got stopped out, tested it again, gave me another opportunity for the short. I took that opportunity. So we made some money back, which is good. Can we move down though? That's what we're curious about now. So SPY and Qs, you can see it tested the bottom of that range, kind of bouncing off of it. So let's see where the market takes us here. On the 2-minute here, look at that second partial, bottom of that candle. That's an awesome partial. That's a very good profit taking right there. On the 3-minute, took my profit at the bottom of that level too at S3. So now we're trying to maximize this win, guys. Can we lose 209? 208 has a nice order. 208.5 would be a good area to take another partial. I'm not going to get greedy. I'm going to try to slowly make this money back. I'll take another 50 off at 208.5 if we can get there. The computer's been solid, man. Thank goodness. But I need some water. I should have brought a bigger glass up. That was my baby, if you guys heard that. Testing the bottom of that range, guys. SPY and Qs. Kind of hanging out toward the bottom of that range. Love to see SPY and Qs lose that level, man. If they lose that level, we're definitely moving down to 208.5. It seemed like Amazon really didn't care what the market was doing until that big candle kicked in. That candle that I got squeezed out on. When that shot up, when that candle shot up, Amazon did the same exact thing. And then with that sell off on the SPY and Qs going right back down into that trend that it's been following, gave me that confirmation to reload on this trade. So just trying to let this ride, guys. If we go to the P&L here, unrealized, if I close my position now, $325. So I would be down $100 on the day if I were to completely close my position, but the stock has not told me to close the position just yet. There's been no signal for me yet to get out of this position. I haven't seen buyers step in. Chart's making sense to me. Spies and Qs. Trying to test the bottom of this range. 2085 is the next profit target. This is why patience is a virtue with trading, guys. It took until 10:49 Eastern time. So market opened up at 9:30. It wasn't until an hour and 20 minutes later that this stock moved in the favor that I thought it was going to move into. And there was no way I was going to wait this long a couple years ago. So again, you can't teach experience with this stuff. You just have to experience it and just get the screen time in. So the goal is to do this full time. That's what we're working towards. Can we lose 209? Sorry, you guys can probably hear me playing with that little pen. Spine Qs testing the bottom of the range here. Push through that little range on the spine Qs. We're definitely hitting 2085. If we can move with some volume. Testing 209 right now. The next big limit order to the downside is 208 with 12,000 shares waiting to be filled. And at these round numbers, 209, 208, 2085, with these higher price stocks, that's where people are going to partial out. So on the 1 minute chart, 9 EMA, we can see we're starting to follow this trend line, it seems. Now the question is, are we going to keep following it? Seems to be respecting it as of right now. S4 lines up with this moving average, so shorts are going to get in and add to their position. Or if I was thinking about adding, it would definitely been pretty much touching the moving average or around 209.30. That's where shorts are going to start piling in again. I don't add to my position too often, guys. I used to do it a lot, and but then I put on too big of a share size, and then I get uncomfortable, and somehow I'd end up losing money. And it's because I allow my emotions to get involved. So just trying to learn from my own mistakes. So instead of adding into my position, I'd rather just take a position with a larger share size that I'm comfortable with taking, and then accepting the risk from there. Because the more that you add to your position on the way down, your stop loss gets tighter and tighter. So spine Qs, look at spine Q, guys. We're testing the bottom of the range. Volume's decreasing, but we're moving down. When volume really dries up near a breakout level, then a lot of times the volume can really expand as we push down. So Qs for volume, guys, is very low volume or very, very high volume. When the majority of the candlesticks are like on an average, nothing exciting is happening. All right, 208.50. We're starting to move down, guys. That's great. 208.50 is what I'm looking for my next partial. Get another 50 shares. Spine Q still testing the bottom of that range. We got a lot of volume here, guys. May not be a bad idea to take some profit right here, actually. I took those 50 shares that I was initially planning on. A lot of volume here, but we're not necessarily moving down, so still securing some more money, guys. Can't pass that up. Imagine walking down the street, you see 20 bucks on the ground. Are you going to walk past the 20 in hopes that there's 40 bucks a block up the street? No, you're going to pick up the 20 bucks. So let's put a little bit more change in our pocket here. 250 shares, a little more than half our position. Still partialing out into weakness, which is good. We're profit taking as we're slowly moving down, which is good risk management here. We're maximizing the bottom of these small ranges. Right now we're currently down 371. If I close my position right now, we're almost at break even. We were down at one point like 550. 208.50 got filled. Stock's moving down. I want to see what happens here. We'll take 25 off. Okay, that's looking good. Spies and Qs, it's testing the range. If it can just get some extension from here, guys, this is 208. It's definitely next target. 225 shares here. Let's take off, say another 50. 208. Looking for 208 for next partial. 208 has that's the next area of limit orders that are stacking up. So SPY and Qs are moving down. SPY and Qs keep moving down. 208 is going to be here before we know it. On the 3-minute chart here, testing S4. It's a pivot point here, pretty much tested it. So if we can get to that 208, definitely going to partial there. We have 200 shares. I'm going to change that to 100 shares at 208. So instead of taking off 50, I'm going to take off a little bit more. I have 15 minutes, so I need to start getting ready. I'm going to run to work today. I'm prepping for a marathon in August. And that's a long ways away, and I need to increase my running because I want to meet a specific time. So ideally, I'm going to try to get done at 7:30 at latest. SPY and Qs, you can see it moved down through that range, tested that range at least on the SPY. And some buyers are definitely stepping in here. Same thing on the Qs. If we zoom in, sold off, but got bought back up. You can see the area of prior resistance, or support, I'm sorry, is around that 598, and it's kind of made its way back up. So still holding this position, guys. I'm down 329, unrealized. I'm up 411 now. So if I close now, I will close and have a green day. But again, I haven't got any confirmation to close my position just yet. Let's look at the 15-minute candle. What is the 15-minute candle? It's 11:15 Eastern time. Look at this 15-minute candle. A lot more volume than these other candles, right? And it's a huge red candle. Okay, so for me, this is great. This is definitely at least a push down to 208, I'd imagine. The only thing I don't like is we are starting to get extended from VWAP. And it's going back to that rubber band concept of the tension is getting tighter and tighter now for a potential bounce back. But it's looking good. 5-minute chart here on this lower left that I'm zooming in on. Look at this volume. We're moving down as volume's increasing. This is active shorts. Active shorts getting in on this. No computer issues yet, guys. I'm very happy right now. I'm very happy about that. I'm more happy about that than having a winning trade. This winning trade so far is just a byproduct of, the time I put in. But to have the confidence in my computer not freezing just yet has been very uplifting. I may just get out at 208, guys. Getting extended pretty good. If we can get to 208, I think it'd be good to close my position because we're getting pretty close to me having to wrap it up. Next liquidity order is 208. And, potentially it can just keep grinding down. 207, 206, 205, but I think what I may do is partial at 208, and then I'm going to put in my stop loss and just keep a real tight stop loss to get filled. Okay, 208. Are we gonna get there? We're getting close to testing it. I have 100 shares that I'm gonna partial out. I have 225 still left in the vault. So majority of our position, about 75% of our position, will be just about out if we can get to 208. We've partialed into weakness here, taking profit into weakness as we're moving down. We've been scaling out very nicely. Trading's fun, guys, but it's really hard until it becomes a little bit easier. Trying to find a good entry point's, a hard part in itself, but a real hard part for me was managing my trade. Trying to let my winners run. And that area of when I found a good entry point and then managing the trade accordingly, properly, was really hard for me. And it's still something that's I'm still working on. So managing the trade is just as hard, if not harder, at least for me personally, than finding a good entry point. Spying cues here, testing the bottom of that range still. 208 is what we're looking for. We're dehydrated now, guys. I need some water. So we've been following this trend here. It may not be a bad idea to close the position. I want to see what this candle does here. See if it can get back under this 9 EMA. If not, I'll probably close it, wrap it up, and see how we ended the day. Nonetheless, buying keys are still trending down, respecting this moving average on the 5-minute chart. So, I mean, in hindsight, guys, if this is respecting it, it seems like Amazon's kind of riding that train. This may be good to hold it, much more long term, but I don't have the time. Spine cues. Going sideways here. Starting to push back up. There's not too many orders to the upside. Big liquidity area is 208. If spine cues can move down here shortly, that'd be great. On the 5-minute chart, it's starting to make a mini wedge right here. You can kind of see if you were to draw a triangle, sideways triangle. Sideways triangle. I guess it depends, no matter how you turn a triangle, right? Anyways, let's see if we can squeeze down. Let's not overthink this. So 2-minute chart here, you can see as we're starting to pull back up. Volume, decent volume here, but the volume really started to dry up as we're moving back up on this candle. So that's good. That's a good signal. Spine cues starting to test the bottom here of that range, guys. 208, can we get there? Thanks for anybody who's still watching this. This has been a really long stream, really long trade. Yeah, thank you guys. Anybody who's in here watching, thank you so much. You guys are much appreciated. This is what a good day looks like. No laggy issues. And able to catch a decent trade here, so. The nice thing for me is I know I'm not going to end the day down $550. So that's a win. If we can get to 208, partial out, most of our losses will be mitigated at that point. If we close our position right now, we'd still be green about 40 bucks, unrealized 380, or excuse me, realized 330. So, but the trend is your friend. SPY and Qs is still trending down. Seem to be respecting this moving average for the most part. So, the market knows I need to get ready in 8 minutes. They focus on me right now, guys. They're coming after me. They want me to just sit around all day. They're trying to test my patience. You guys can probably hear my stomach growling now. Pretty much fasting now at this point. Fasting water and food. But mentally I'm still there, so. SPY and Q seeming to bounce here. 208.50. Some sellers keep stepping in right there. They do not want this stock to go up. Oh yeah, here we go. Big seller just stepped in. Can we push down now? Battle of the buyers and sellers, guys. Until we find value again. Value right now is 208.38. That's what people feel the price of this stock is worth at this moment. Well, some people think 208 is more of an ideal value for this stock. Can we squeeze the 208? SPY and Qs are kind of bouncing here, guys. I'm just going to close my position at 208. I don't have the time. I would love to see this squeeze down to 208. If it gets to 208, I'm all out. SPY and Qs are bouncing, so if there's going to be a squeeze, it's going to be about right now, give or take. And then potentially bounce from there, if it doesn't bounce any moment now. Testing the moving average here on the SPY, 5 minute, 9 EMA testing. Testing on the Qs. $208. Can we get there? Five minutes till I should be going to get ready. Sometimes I go over in time, but we just got to close this up. For all we know, this thing can just continue to trend down and down and down, but don't have the time to do that, so. 208, can we get there? Might be squeezing here, guys. So this is my stop up here. I put in my break-even stop. So if the stock gets all the way back up to here, we get stopped out. I'm going to move it down now to the top of this range. So if it squeezes above this little range here, then I'm all out. I'll still close in profit, which is what I want. So now I'm tightening up my stop loss. SPY and Qs are pulling up. So like I said, guys, if that move were to happen, it would have squeezed right then and there. But as SPY and Qs are moving up, so is Amazon. So might get stopped out here, 208.78, depending if the bears don't step in again. I do like where my stop is. Maybe even a little higher would be better, but I'm trying to maximize this profit, try to squeeze out this little bit of loss that I incurred on the previous two trades. So it'd be nice to see this squeeze down. Been streaming 2.5 hours. For anybody who's been watching this long, if you have been watching, thank you so much. Much appreciated. That's a long time to watch me. And this stuff is boring, so if you're still in here, salute to you. Thank you so much. We're getting real close to getting stopped out here. Still getting stopped out into profit, which is good. Spine cues are moving up. Wouldn't be surprised if this doesn't squeeze up from here. You can see volumes increasing on the way up on this 1 minute chart. Kind of sold off, I'll back up on this 1 minute, so it's more bullish. I think we're going to get stopped out here. Just waiting. That mini squeeze I was looking for to 208 would have been really nice, but I hit it right on the nose in terms of if we were to go down, we would have went down at that time. Within that split second, we're moving up. All right, order field, we are completely out. How did we do on the day? We are down $22 on the day. So let's get that calculator out. Let's get that calculator. Where's my calculator? All right, so for that trade, because we were down 368 plus 161, we were down 529, not 550, 529, and now we're down 22 bucks. So that trade itself was a $507 trade. So we went 1 for 3 today. That trade was 507. I'm sorry, I think I got that backwards. 529. $551. Yeah, 507. My math isn't mathing, guys. I'm dehydrated. But yeah, that trade was either 507 or 551. My mind can't figure that one out right now. I need some water. So yeah, that's all I have for today, guys. If we zoom out here on this trade, my initial thought process was correct, and it happened to work the third time. If it would have worked the first time, would have been a nice overall win on the day. But we got stopped out twice. Had to pay the man for that. But then when it finally worked out, it ended up being a trade that was a much bigger winner than my average loser here. And like I said, last month, I haven't calculated this month. Last month, I was about 60% right, 62% right. So we'll see how this month ends. But this is a clear sign of when I'm right, and I get paid a lot more than when I do lose. That's a good indication of that my risk to reward. I put myself in good position to make good money when I do win. So that comes with experience and time. All right, guys, that's all I got for today. It's time to go get ready for the day. For anybody who's been with me, thank you so much. Appreciate you guys a lot. Today was really smooth today. Thank you again, Nando, for the recommendation. And we'll be back at it again tomorrow, guys. I'll see you. Peace.